Ooh, there we go.
Let me dry my eyes because me and Ray had to have our pre-show moment.
Backstage.
And so, like I say, it's what keeps me driven. I can't talk. We can't talk about it too much, but
Ooh,
people who
mm.
follow the show and have been and watching us or watching the shop and everything else we're doing. Um, so realizing, bro, this welcome everyone, whoever's coming back, talking to us again, whatever, listening to my bullshit. Um, there's a we crossed over the spot a couple of weeks ago where we have had the show for a year, and we haven't, and I haven't showed up every week throughout every bit of it, but I've done as much as I felt like I possibly could and accomplished. And there goes Ray. He's got those dogs, man. They're cute.
Yeah, my bad.
If you ever got a chance to see the farm, the next time Ray opens an invitation and says it's open dooring, BYOB and at a BYOC, I suggest you show up. And meet these lovely critters that he's trying to raise and breed all over America.
They're just wilding out over here.
They're cute, buddy. All except from when we went back in the house in the morning and the dog was like, "Arr!" Said, you know what? I like you, bro, but I think you telling me to go home. It's cool, I mean, bye. I gotta go, but I
A lot
like
of,
you.
lot of hormones flowing over here, man. So that's why
Mm.
I had to go. These damn dogs are nuts, man.
Anyway, so we're at a year that we've had the show for a year. We've done. Uh, we went up, we went down, we went left, we went right. Like it's been a freaking roller coaster, but that's my life.
Mm.
Like going back some days and I sit down and I watch old videos to see what I said, and sometimes I'm like, oh shit, did I really say that? I did. Was I really feeling that way that day? I was. You know what I mean? Like I've played some of this stuff back and I'm like, oh wow, man, I'm a basket case. um so in a year of this, being on here, we've had the shop. We did our first show from the shop a year ago, I think yesterday, which was really exciting. It was me, you, and Jesus, and we were still sitting down eating your wife's wonderful cooking. We still trying to figure out even like where we were going to eat. And I know that there was days between days and weeks where and even after some of the days that we had on the air or before the air, didn't really know if some days I was like, man, I don't know if I really want to continue doing this, but I've stayed up and stayed on because I feel like I can do more and I want to do more as I go into this next year. I do want to use the show to start showing, the shop and the things. So in growing in a year and not being afraid, I'm not afraid anymore. I went today. See this, people, all of you who have not been see this. See, I finally have busted my tail enough and waited long enough. Actually, I just been with the carrier long enough that I was able to pull off getting myself a nice little phone. So I'm gonna do more content creator stuff. I've been hanging out with a lot of like moving out of the house and being in a different area, bro. I am getting a chance to meet different people, have conversations, and me, like I like being around young people to start with, and the kids at the kids at the house where we're getting to stay at right now, meeting them, meeting their friends, and then seeing where they're at too. It's not just the community that I'm in that they come in and out of the shop, but having conversations with them about what's going on in their lives. Where they're at, even in like I said, upscale residential area. These kids are still having problems too. You know, the same issues going all the way around, and it's nice to be able to have them have conversation and talk to a person because they feel like they can open up or for whatever reason. And it's not something I'm not used to, but it's talking to them and getting a good look at like what's the world around me look like that's younger than me, like what's it look like through their eyes. Because I think sometimes we as parents stay too focused on what we think life is for our own selves, and then not really ever realizing like the kids are going through a different world than we grew up in altogether. And that's we can take that into some of the other stuff I'd like to talk about and haven't talked about in a while. The COVID disappearance. And if I'd noticed anything today while I was out picking up this phone, uh, back in the barrio or wherever I'm supposed to stay, I mean, I was in a spot where I know I'm going to get a deal. I had an Indian lady, and I jewed her down like I won today. She had a price in her head. I just felt good feeling like I haggled her in front of everybody else, and you could tell she was like, "You're not stop batting those blue eyes at me. I'm not taking that crap. Like there's other people standing around and you're not, I'm not buying it today. And I was like, come on, I gotta have a deal here. I was like, I own a business. I was like, you know how many Indians I got to deal with? You know how many people? Listen, if we could just take a few dollars off that. I'm not asking. She's like, she got the one phone out and was like, this one's $800. And I was like, I give you 197. And she looked at me like she wanted to jump across that table. And I just smiled. And I was like, no. And then she was like, no, I can come down to like, 750. And I was like, 200. and I just smiled as I did it because I'm like, I'm going to buy a phone. I'm not going to buy this phone, right? I'm smart enough to know that if I go to the car dealership, I'm not getting the one that I really want. I love you, buddy. Thank you. Have a good day. Love you. Be careful. Let me know when you get there. Okay. No, it's good. Love you. So we go back and forth, and I get out. I got 4 or 5 phones out. Now I've got it look like I'm laid out at a jewelry dealer. I've got stuff all picking them up, seeing how they feel in my hands, checking out different cases. And I was like, if we're going to have to do the dance, we're dancing today. Like I'm doing the whole thing. I'm losing time at work. I got stresses I can't talk about. I'm going to have a good time. Today is the day to just let it go. She finally pulls a couple of them up. I found one I really liked. I was willing to pay one amount. I ended up paying a little more than I wanted to, but I paid less than what they were asking for. I got online. I probably could save myself another $100, $200 if I would have waited. But it's nice to have a phone again. So when we're done, because we're going to go early, I'm going to start going live a lot more. I looked up my TikTok thing today. You had to be a content creator. You have to have 1,000 videos. You have to have 1,000 videos up and 1,000 likes. Like you got to be so on top of this thing for it to even start to move. But being around people, just like we were talking before we went live, away from being on Breaking Bread, I'm going to open up something else. So anybody who wants to watch and follow along, you're going to probably have to go to the TikTok spot. And it'll be the TikTok stuff will be shared to like the Instagram page and the Snapchat stories and some other stuff. Like I've been looking into what it's going to take to actually take a shot at being a content creator. And not so much because like I want to be dancing in front of people or make the I don't know, like where they slow down and they have the guy who talks and people do voiceovers. Not so much that. It's more to have the opportunity to see that a lot of people go live and you can have a lot of conversations with a lot of people on there. Like I wish we were having here. I just think that the audience, that the conversations need to happen. Like this has given me the bravery to stay on this and talk about it. And, I want to continue to drive this show the way we do, but having the opportunity to have conversations with people who are not of my age group or not in my area. And even at that, and I'm like, even now I sit here, I'm like, I know there's people who I've talked to of recent. Some people don't agree with what I got to say at all. They just don't, and they're friends, but they're never going to like or support. Shit, if we can get on that one for a second, talk about it being a year. I'll tell you what I've learned in a year. I've learned who my real friends. I learned who my friends are. I learned who my clients are that turn into good friends are. It's those relationships that this week, when I put the invite out earlier, it's to thank those people and the people who've really been here for us at the shop, because what they've poured into to me as a person has helped me stand up and be stronger as an individual in these things. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to push a little forward, see what happens, make some videos. I mean, I build, let's be honest, Ray, you've been in my shop. I built some badass shit. I don't know how to say that in any other way than that, because I'm so tired as I go through all of it. I'm tired of feeling like I'm going to offend somebody who might be, of the faith or not because of what I said. Like, that's one of the things that I've had to deal with a lot too. But it's like, man, if I come in here and I get honest about it and you hear us talk in the shop, you're not really going to, some people I'm afraid I'm going to offend, but I'm done trying to worry about who I'm offending and not offending. This next year I take another step forward. That's what this show is for, and this is what's going to happen. I'm interested to see where I end up, even with the small amount that we've done in a year of having the show, for what it's done for me away from everything else. You're somebody that's a friend of mine who you get to see my life up close and personal firsthand. I'm sick, bro. Like I don't really, I know I spend more time trying to get other people to know what I know, but it's like they're just machines. The cars are just machines. Like that's all they are. Like I don't know how. I mean, I don't know how to make it any more plainer than that. But I know that I get to express myself across each and every one of these, little machines, and that's the same thing. Like, in the friendships I get to make with people. I like who I am as a person because I get to make money doing. Dude, nobody else I know has this life. I know a lot of other father-son duos who work together, but I don't know that their father-son relationship is as deep as mine and Alan's, or as open. Like, I mean, I'm standing here in public today, like I said, hustling over this phone. Alan knows I'm getting stressed. That dude just comes up, starts rubbing me over. People coming up to us. I'm in the middle of Fiesta over off Mason Road at the cricket store. Haggling with the Indian lady. There's two white people in the whole store. I know the whole time. I was like, man, I should be live right now. And I'm looking at the phones and it's just eating me up. And I was like, the conversations that people were having, I was having conversations with people who were standing in line, just passing by, having a blast. The late shit, they had music on the laptop. I'm dancing in the thing, having a good time because I'm like, I need this baby to loosen up and take a few bucks off this. I think that's the best way to go about this today. I'm just going to be happy. I'm HAPPY. I'm HAPPY. Oh, mercy, bro. Yeah. And it's been a couple of days. Oh, it's the wife's birthday. Turning 25.
Man, shoot, this morning, I had to go to work, man. So I jumped out, ran and drove into Houston. It was raining the whole way. Then outside of that, man, just got back. So hopefully we'll be able to do something today. My daughter's going to come by. A little cake and ice cream. We're just going to do something real simple today, man. So nothing too crazy,
Yeah.
Just lay back.
Okay, hold on. It just says Breaking Bread, 2 live viewers. Who's live? Who's watching right now? Yeah, that's the other one. Breaking into a full competition. Did you get the thing for the shop earlier when I sent the invite out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I seen it in the other group, and then you sent it to me directly. So like, all right, I got it. I just didn't see it because you messaged me. I didn't see the one you sent out.
I'm going to go. I got a guy that's going to do some other posts for us from a couple other car groups. I'm hoping that, like I said, I'm hoping that this first little 1 year thing, we're able to fill the entire parking lot up. Who's me? I think I can't. It just says me. Yeah, I'm hoping we can fill the parking lot up to where people actually have to park over here in the other place. Yeah, really hoping so. Got some parts ordered for the builds that are in the shop. The process line is going on. Let's see, where else we at? I've got to finish up the curriculum for the students. So the school is ready to go. We've been emailing back and forth on that. So I know we're going to keep short today, so I'm going to leave a lot of the rest of it out. But we're, I said, I don't know how many kids I'm going to get. Oh, Ronnie. Hello, Ronnie. It's I don't know how many kids we're going to get. I've talked to a few of the other shops that I deal with to see who else can maybe take a few students in case we can get them. Trying to broaden the program, or at least the idea of the program from this year to next. So looking beyond this year into next year, because I do expect for this summer to be a lot more fun. So we got the shop dinner this weekend, right? Hang out, and then it's open to everybody. I just don't know if anybody's coming. I need an RSVP, so I got a food, at least idea of who I should be serving. People show up outside of that, I don't really care. But there's pizza places down the street or anything else. We got the grill and the barbecue, so will be open and warm. So we can go to Michoacana and flip tacos all night long, bro. Like I do not care. Like I don't. But I'm here. We've been here for a year. I'm in for another 4. Yeah, got me looking at my exit strategy already. Like what I'm going to go to next. Like I mean, it's really changed. The past couple of weeks has changed a lot.
Yeah,
that happened when I've lost my I got none left to give, bro. I got a lot I can say. I got a lot of F's I can say, but I ain't got any F's I got left to give. Lord mercy. And that was it, man. It's like that was it. I think that was a big change. Is just getting over the fact of like I feel I'm no longer I'm not walking away from a conversation feeling like I got like somebody let over on me. I'm done with it. You know, I gotta respect myself, man. It's caused me to turn. At first, we were turning some things away. We helped in the front. You know, we spent the first year helping keep the front shop open. They're running a little repair service up front now. Like they're doing everything that they're doing in the front shop is exactly what I said to say. I told them to do the day I stepped foot on the property. The difference is that they're not people who are working back here. But I can say that in 4 years, they'll be strong enough back there and enough back here that we'll have, you know, we should be able to leave this place and they should be able to have one heck of an amazing, like new establishment that grew with us because I'm leaning towards the countryside with you, buddy. What was the drive like today?
My drive?
I'm thinking if I just did a warehouse, something more of a warehouse, like my custom shop out there. But if it's like the warehouses and stuff, because we got the product and everything that's dropping this year, in the next 4 years, by the time we're done, I should be able to live out, 35, 45 minutes away, minimal. Drive into my warehouses and have something going on out there on the outskirts of 290 or anything. Dude, I saw there's a second Amazon store down there in Richmond next to where I live.
Mm-hmm.
The Amazon distribution. I had no idea it was even there.
But there's a speed shop out here too. Hennessy, you know they're Hennessy, right? In the middle of nowhere. In the middle of nowhere is Hennessy.
Well,
and then there's another shop. Looks like they build old schools.
They do. Hennessy does. Listen, I don't care what shop you pick, like what shop gets named, because mine will be in the same there at some point in time. I've never met everybody who's perfectly happy with anyone. Like every shop's got a story. I remember being down here, like when I moved down here years ago, I thought for sure things didn't work out at the oil company. And so I was like, well, man, I can still TIG weld and fab like a beast. Like I've been able to do this for a long time. I just never had the opportunity to get paid enough to where I can just sit down and concentrate on that, because it takes a lot to run a business enough around me where I'm not dependent on. I can walk in, just my boss is just like, oh well, go in there and work for a couple of hours and it's going to get done. Like when we built the roller coaster parts and stuff like that up north, I was like, yeah, I can do anything. I get down here and they're like, oh, we give $12 an hour to work as a fabricator in a speed shop. And I was like, and you can kiss these right lug nut and my left lug nut together simultaneously. So I ended up in that other place fabricating whatever I wanted to, just making a bunch of stuff, but I couldn't take a car in there to work on it. I couldn't do that, at home.
But I mean to say that it's not about what they're doing. It's about, you could be in the middle of nowhere, and if it's quality, people are going to come find you. You know what I mean?
And listen, okay, so the overall vision for this a few years back has never been for Charles Rogers to come in here and sit and weld on people's cars all day long, or fabricate, or turn wrenches. My goal has never, ever been in my shop. It's not. It never has been. I've always wanted. I desire something greater than that. I want to be more like a Carroll Shelby. I want to be more like a Jack Roush. I want to be more like, and I was talking to Alan about it today. Like, I'm like, Alan, I was like, I don't know how it's going to happen, bro. I was like, but put this in our 4-year where we're looking at now. I was like, we have to find a way. We have the machine shop down the street. I know John, he's not going to like it, but we're having trouble with oil and gas in the machine shop right now. Like put my foot in my mouth. So there's something I have an involvement with, right? So I have the machine shop down the street. And that's a contract that it cost me a lot of money to deal with too. Like I'll tell, it's nice though. My entire product, my fuel system, everything everybody else mass manufactures right now, and I don't care who it is, they're all outsourcing it from somewhere else. I know my product's going to cost more to me personally to mass manufacture here in the United States. I would rather take pennies, just pennies of every one of those sales and stack them up and hurt the guys who've taken their companies outside the United States and in the overall, because there's so much that can happen with the CNC machine. And I was like, I've worked in there. I've been around them. We're going to have our own product, which has also led to us having our own suspension parts and everything else, which you've seen the chassis that we built. I'm rebuilding Fox Body Mustangs with my name on them. So when they leave here, they're serial numbered. Lucky Chucky's Chop Shop, #1, #2, #3, #4. What I can provide somebody a restored Fox body for, and doing all this because there's still a bigger goal in mind to get the money. But I'll never get rich doing one thing. I think for most business owners, they get stuck at, they have one business and it's doing really well, and they're so happy with that they never do anything else. But I've used the businesses since the day I went into business for myself to create something that allowed me to continue to grow into something bigger and better than what people saw where I'm at. Like when I started and I said, hey man, I'm going to do fences and gates or whatever it takes. And then I was talking to you at the gym and I said, hey, I'm going to do cars. And you're like, what? You know, I'm gonna make the transition and moving from, you know, the fences, gates, making enough, and I just needed enough money, so I had enough time on my hands to do the next thing. Having my own product on my car, having those cars going out next year. The cars that are in here are built, but it's about me having product in my hands that I can ship to anybody anywhere, and you can do this at home. It's the Lucky Chucky's Chop Shop chassis in a box. I know it's a mouthful, but it is a race car full. And anybody with a buddy and a friend who has decent welding skills, by the time you're done following the program that we're going to give you to build your own car at home. And I just started with Mustangs because they're cheap. I ordered parts for my Nova, bro. Like I got parts coming in for the Nova. The ice truck engine stuff is all here and done. I've got the next engine and motor and stuff coming in for that. I've been selling off products, hot swapping, switching, doing everything with me and Alan can. And we've changed the entire environment of what the shop is right now. And I said, this has been the most necessary piece because I needed the extra step in finance to be able to continue to push out the product, because some of these parts we're going to sell, man, they're going to be $400. It's a $400 item. By the time I'm done manufacturing, purchasing, paying everybody, get everything else done, I make like $10. But do you know how many of these things get sold a day? And I got manufacturing here and it's local. We're in Houston. I could just fill orders in Texas alone and make money on that one product. And I would do way better than I'm doing right now. And I'd be done. But it's not one product. It's an entire product line of everything that allows you to purchase what we build here in house, while I take people in and teach them how to do this to mass manufacture. Some people need to have jobs. Some people need to be encouraged to do more with their life. I'm just trying to be that transitional person. And I never imagined that while I'm trying to live my own dream, I get to be that person for everyone else. You know, when I meet people, they show up to the shop, we take them, walk them around back. First, they're like, oh, well, you got money. No, I don't. I got cars. I got assets. I don't have money. I can sell it off. But why would I? This is my investment. Like I'm making it. It was hard. Like YouTube, this thing right here, this thing, I took a hit in the nose. I knew I was going to take a hit in the nose. I still ain't mad. Frustrated. I ain't mad. Because I know what I put into. Nobody makes or breaks me. Nobody stops me. When I put my mind to it, it's exactly what I'm going to follow through to. And I want other people to be the same way. Stick it. It might hurt, you know, and sometimes, like I said, it breaks, man, this thing breaks friendships, breaks relationships. There's nothing I've lost that I found that I didn't need. For real. Like if it's gone, it's gone. Like there's not, and I'm not going to go back and keep trying to worry about the things that I lost in my life. Like I'm done. Like I've up to this point, like I last year until a couple of weeks ago, I was all about trying to figure my friendships and worried about, you know, people I've had relationships with and life with or whatever, how they would view me in the aftermath of whatever happened in our world at that point, I guess. The time periods change, like big moments in life, like life changes, and it's what happens. It's necessary. It's necessary to be pruned. It's necessary for things to be removed from you. It's good to grow, but eventually some of the things that grow on you or grow with you, just like the plant, when Jesus says you're in the vine, some things wither off and die. They got to be pruned back. But I'd rather be pruned back than cut off. I think that's my big thing about myself that I've tried to go through for this past year. And I found that the things that I've let go of, more importantly, been the things that I like to call, and they're labeled the same as everybody else, but we don't always say it. It's just fear. So I hope for the people that are still watching, or anybody who does, Ray included, maybe Agent K. I'm looking forward to a lot this year. I'm looking forward to bigger and better things. I can't wait to come back and talk about what happens in the next year, a year from now. I feel that strongly about it. Like I said, the conversations we have, man, just I'm curious to see where it's all going to go. When they say God's got a plan that's bigger than your own, I know what He put in my own heart to go after to start with, but if it's true and His plans are bigger than mine, I'm glad I was able to chew down an Indian today. Really happy about having it back, bro. It was like going through withdrawal. They'd say like a fast, like you got to give up something. Like it happened, and I was like, I can fix this. I can fix this right here. No, man, setting it down, setting it aside for a second, changed my outlook, changed my view, changed a lot of things in the last little bit. Like you said, it's been 2 weeks. Been 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I went a couple of weeks ago. I thought we were taking in water, and somewhere between then and now, I'm saying that's what I was feeling like, bro. I'm stressed, and I'm like, I didn't want to be. I didn't want to think about it, and I let it go. And I told Alan, I'm going to walk through this stress spot, bro, but I'm going to keep my head down, and we're just going to work. We ain't got nothing else to do but work.
Right.
And we pulled out stuff and started putting things together. And about the time we started putting things together, we thought, well, if we just do this, we can sell this car or flip this one or do whatever. The doors hit, man. And people, it's just been one car, a build after a build after a build. And guys coming in and they're like, making drives to get their cars here, showing up off the trailer and just, hey, man, thank you. That red one, it's still here. We had to order a new. I think the front timing cover's cracked. We're gonna find out. That car, this red Cobra starts up. It is as smooth as starting 4-valve. I've driven a lot of these, been around a lot of them. My car has never started up this easy. Like this car hit the key and it's alive. It's got an oil leak. I think the timing cover's cracked. I got 2 new timing covers in here. We're tearing apart Friday or Saturday. We're gonna break it down Friday. Saturday morning, we're going to go through it. Well, I'm hoping Saturday night, well, regardless how it goes, 4 o'clock, I'm done. That car's finished. Well, I'm saying if he's got to bolt the car back together, I was like, bro, I don't want to charge you the labor of what I have to go through to build your car. But if this piece of shit was mine, I already know what I'd be doing. And I know how I fix my own car. And I know what kind of money and time it costs me to be the very best that I can give myself. This is what I give you. So how about you just come over and help me to verify everything I do is correct? Because I believe the part's broken. And I didn't do it. It wasn't mine. I don't want to charge you for it. Man, that was hard. That was a hard conversation, man. But I'm hoping that car's done and ready. Got some short bed Chevy to come in. This thing's wild. Couple other things sitting here that I want to show off, so hope you guys can make it out. Hey,
yeah.
Wagyu beef. You know anything about that?
I got a cow sitting in the freezer right now.
So Jeremy,
I took one in. Yeah, I took one in last week. It's been hanging.
He took
Wagyu.
He took the Wagyu beef. He made a chili with it. It's as good as your wife's, but not as good because it's not the same. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
This is a little more pureed, not so much chunkier Greek like beef. Like and it has it still has some beans and some spices in it. It didn't quite have that kind of kick, but your wife's chili with that sauce you brought on the
right.
And I was eating, dude. I was up at 2 o'clock last night. I'm sitting up. this is what's killing me, because with the new phone, I can sit down and do stuff at night. When my mind's going somewhere else, I'm like, no, instead of being there, I'm going to take my own videos. I got 8,000 pictures and videos on one phone. I'm trying to find a deal on a MacBook. Anybody out there down the trade, I need a MacBook. But yeah, 2:00 in the morning, I'm up eating chili. And it was like, man, it was so, it was just good. It was very good.
Yeah.
On the backside, it's still good. I don't regret eating it. And that's what I'm 100%. So with that kind of, I'm gonna let you say, but it reminded me of it, but it's not, man, it's so close, but it's not quite the same. And I was like, man, we have to find a day where we can get back together. And if I hate to
give me another week. So in another week, I should be getting that out of the processor.
When we done, I tell you, when we done, if I have to, I know it's a drive, but I got some cars that I'm ready to put some miles on. I got a few cars I'm down to. It's not my truck making the trip, so I'd be down to come out there and see you a day. We'll do live together from out there and and break some bread.
On point. I like that.
We'll do that. Maybe I'll bring your wife a late cake. I like a tres leches, but I'll bring it my way.
All right.
So, all right, buddy. I love you, man. Like I said, I hope to see you guys this weekend.
All right.
Great. I hope you're blessed and everything. And thank you for the past year. Thank you for all the support as a friend getting me to this point. You're one of a few people that you're pivotal.
Look, I feel like I just got one of the best seats in the house, man, to watch what's going on in your life. You know what I mean? I told you have enough that's going on in your life, man, to turn it into a show. I said that a long time ago, man. I'm like, let's let people hear.
They're ready for it. It's not as bad. Listen, it's not Andrew Dice Clay, you know what I'm saying? But it's not Trevor Noah either. Like, it's somewhere. It's somewhere in between. Well, okay. So listen, before we close, I'm going to say this. As we're done, like we're walking through having the conversation. I looked at her, the individuals who are here, and I said, "So do I get an in pass?" And she was like, "Hey," looked at me like, "Did I?" Because I say it a lot. I said, "I don't know if you know, like it's very hard to like." I was like, "But this is my place." And I was like, I'll be the first person to pick. I was like, understand. I'm myself first and foremost. And they started laughing. And it was from there. I was like, I understand. I was like, the timing and stuff. And it's very, I said, I get it. I said, but I said, I deal with people who ain't like, they're not in the same place the rest of the world is. The people who come in this place, I have never met anyone who comes in here and says it's like someplace. It's a different place in the world. This environment. You're cool. You're safe. You're okay. And everybody here, that they are, because if they wasn't, I ain't letting them on my property.
Right.
I've chosen peace. There's the peace line. Come in peace.
Go in peace.
Go in peace. All right. Gracious Heavenly Father, I thank you for today. I thank you for everything you take us through. I thank you for the hard times you've put me through. I thank you for the struggles. I thank you that I know that it's not over. I know that there's more in front of me. I know that there's way more to be done. But God, I just thank you for today. I thank you for the day I have. I thank you for what you've given me, for the breath that we breathe. I thank you for the time that we have. I thank you for today. I thank you for my daily bread and the life that I have today. As we look forward to tomorrow and you give us hopes and plans, let them be in you and you alone, God. I just ask you to bless everybody who's watched this. Bless my brother Ray, and just allow us to have a wonderful time this weekend to bring together and continue to bless and help. Father, just you personally encourage us to keep being who we are so that we can keep being the light that you want us to be. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right, brother.
Amen.
I love you, man.
All right, man. I gotta go eat some birthday cake.
All right, tell her I said happy birthday. Big hugs. Love you guys. See ya.
All right, now.
There goes Ray, and I still can't.